Our worst fears have come to pass. The One Ring has revealed itself, and as the Fellowship prepares for its perilous journey to Mount Doom, the shadow of Sauron stretches forth to reclaim it. In ages long past, the Witch King gathered a dark army in Angmar. Once again, he calls a vast horde from the depths of Khand to march upon the lands of Middle-earth and lay them to waste. Aragorn and I hoped the Rangers alone could hold back the Witch King's advance, and that Angmar's strength had not yet grown too great. We were wrong.
Gosh! Fight!
You must unite the free peoples of Eriador and inspire them to stand against Sauron. For if you do not oppose the army of Angmar, then all the lands of Middle-earth will fall forever into darkness and shadow. War is at hand. The time is now.
All right. Hello. Hello, Jared. First in. How you doing, buddy? Just doing another little check-in stream. I'm pretty tired. It's about 9:30 here, which means also technically after about a half hour, I'm supposed to be quiet here anyways, but I don't even know if I'll last that long. I just realized it was Thursday night. It'd been a couple weeks since I stopped in and streamed. Unless you count I did a little sort of failed hiking stream last week, was it? Anyways, hello Soul Hydra. How you doing, man? So yeah, a little bit sleepy, but want to check in, let y'all know what was happening. Things are happening here. Hello, Nick. Good evening, sir. Things are happening here. We got our movers came last Friday, and the moving company we used was not very good. So they left us feeling like violated. They kept adding fees on and stuff. I mean, it was all in the contract, so we couldn't really argue with it. But it was like, surprise. So I think it ended up altogether for the original. It ended up being $1,000 more than their original estimate. Their original estimate was like $1,600. We paid about $26, $27. It's awful. Anyways, and after we got through all of our stuff, I realized that they forgot my primary PC workstation monitor. So all I have now is my secondary monitor that I basically just use during streams and other things to have extra stuff on the side, like OBS, so I could look at OBS. I could look at, have chat over there and all that stuff. And it doesn't even run at modern resolutions. It's maximum resolution. It's not even modern aspect ratio. It's 16 by 10 instead of 16 by 9. And it's 1650, 16 something by 1050. It's some weird maximum aspect ratio. Can't overlook the coal raking fee. That's sort of what it felt like. And I was all ready to make a stand against them when they showed up, because, okay, that was one thing that happened too that we didn't anticipate, was we moved out of a building with elevators, and I totally wasn't thinking that they had stairs fees, because we don't live on the first floor of a building. So, but they have this really screwed up version of stairs. Like, most companies are like, oh, it's just like the first flight's free and the next one's like $75. Well, these guys were like, the first flight is free, but additional flights are, it was like 25 cents per cubic foot. So, and then one flight of stairs is considered 8 steps. So, like, of course, at our place, each flight of steps is like 16 or whatever. So these guys, basically, other companies, we would have been charged probably 25, maybe 50 bucks tops. Or maybe 75, probably about 75 bucks. This place charged us an extra 400. I think it was like an extra $450 because of the stairs. So screw those guys. And then they forgot my damn monitor. And of course you can't, it's like the type of company where I sent a message to the guy who's supposedly like the manager, and he just ghosts me. No answer, no nothing. So, and they have this, you have to use this third-party site, this business, to like try to recover your stuff. And all the reviews I've read about this third-party thing is it's shady. Moving companies use them to just basically tell you that they won't do anything for you. So, I'm all like frustrated. So I don't have an ideal setup now. Like there are a lot of games that I can't play because I got to do it. I have to do a windowed screen so I can do a widescreen so it fits like modern YouTube streaming stuff and all my setups and everything. I'm all grumpy. I sound all super grumpy right now. I'm sorry. Does building have stairs feet? Basically, hey Claire, the king is back. If you want to call me the king. I'm more like the tired, sleepy, kind of crabby that I don't have things the way I want them yet right now. It's an Oregon lawyer out there. Or actually, no, I'm still a California lawyer. I actually just paid my 2019 California bar dues about 2 hours ago because tomorrow was the deadline for the fees for this year. And I was like, yeah, I think I want to keep it active. Like, I'm not practicing in California anymore, but I'm still looking for like a job, and you can still get work based on an out-of-state thing. So I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it's stairs, Justin, man, stairs fee, but it's common. I mean, every place we looked at has them. We looked at afterwards we went back and looked at the other companies that we got quotes from, and they all had a clause in their contract about stairs, but they were very forgiving. Like I said, the other company, it probably would have been $75. This one was an extra $450 based on like their very strictly defined like what constitutes a flight of stairs and their method of whatever. Can I play a BioShock Infinite? Probably not on my setup right now. Unless you can play it in windowed mode. I guess I can play it in windowed mode at 720. That's what I'm doing with Lord of the Rings Online right now. Like I said when I started the stream, this is a check-in stream. I'm tired. It's probably not going to last long, but I didn't want to let too much time go before I checked in with you guys. So it's really not going to be about the game. And also the place I'm in now, I think that there's a 10 o'clock quiet time, and I still don't have a gauge on like how noisy I am or someone sleeping underneath me right now. So probably just, this literally was just like last minute. I'm like, I'm going to stream. I might run around as a hobbit a little bit, but it's not about what game I'm playing. I chose Lord of the Rings because it's easy to pop into. Doesn't take a lot of thought. Hey, Chris plays games. I'm getting behind with everything here. Grumpy old Bill. I was playing Dead by Daylight earlier tonight, actually. I've played a couple of sessions over the last couple days because it is a kind of game that when I'm tired and I'm run down, it can get my heart pumping again. So I played it a little bit. Chris abandons games. Chris has many, many things that he has on his plate that he would like to do. And hello, Seven. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Seven, I didn't realize until very recently, is actually also a streamer. And so I've subbed to her. She's pretty cool, so I recommend you give her a shot. A lot of people in here are streamers. CPGs now. CPG, are you still going to stream, but just not gaming? Or are you just all VOD content? You know, I know he's moving to VOD content because there's a lot of other projects he wanted to do. And now he's got like 4 or 5 different specialty channels, and I'm subbed to all of them. keeping tabs on that stuff. And I miss you too, Claire. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I wanted to play, but I don't know. Here's the thing. Any game that I want to play right now that I really want to experience, like the graphics and everything, I'm not going to have, because right now I've got everything's crammed on one monitor. Can I even show what the hell's going on over here? Let me see. Sometimes this works. Yeah. So you can see, do I have the full screen? No. Do I have just a full screen thing? So anyways, it's all covered up now, but you can see I have everything here and the game is underneath. There's Lord of the Rings. So this is definitely not, I'm doing everything on this one monitor, and this is definitely not what I would consider an optimal playing experience. If so, the game is definitely just like, here's something that I can squeeze onto a small screen and work with everything on the single monitor. There probably, if I was feeling really motivated and creative, there are probably other ways I could work around this issue. Like last time I streamed, I used my laptop as a secondary. But that was because I was using my wife's modern monitor at that time, because when we drove up, we only brought one computer, and it was the best computer, which is mine, the one I built. It was awesome. But once the movers came with all the other stuff, her monitor went back to her computer. So, and I already had my second monitor, but it's my old crappy second monitor. So, anyways, let me see. Now I can't see chat anymore because I opened other stuff. Seven is famous, confirmed. Rising star in the YouTube community, Soul Hydra. Hey, James Baker. Jared, the new house, we're really enjoying the new house a lot more after the movers came. They did bring, we believe, almost all of our stuff except for my monitor. So, but now that the house actually has some furnishings, now that we did get rid of some old furniture when we moved, like our couch was really, like, just, it was huge, and it was old, and it was run down, and there were some problems with it. Like, it was just time to get rid of it. And we almost considered it not worth the cost of shipping it through the movers. So we made a call to get rid of the couch, and then we have some leads on maybe getting us more decent secondhand couches up here from people. But anyways, we'll see. But that's an example of, like, our living room now is like, we have a coffee table, TV, entertainment center, and then we've got the two patio chairs that we were using as office chairs until last week are now in the living room. Just the two chairs in the living room facing a television. It's pretty awesome. You're moving to VOD content primarily. You may stream at some point. It'll be more of a special thing and not a regular thing. I got it. I posted this on Twitter, but something screwy happened, and I think it advertised my stream. This is not called my super horrible goodbye stream or whatever, but on Twitter it said it's generated some auto comment about my super sappy goodbye stream. So anyone who came from Twitter thinking this is a goodbye stream because of a misfire, I apologize. This is not a goodbye stream. We're still in limbo. We're here. We're running hobbits in circles around trees. That's, if I get into the game, that's going to be the main thing that's going to be happening. You're going to do birthday stream. Let's say you stream for your first year on a 13-inch laptop. Well, see, CPG, but you always played old emulated games that you probably almost always had to play in a window to begin with. And I've done it before. Like, I had a monitor die on me before, and so I was able to stream and make it work. I think it's just more because of everything that's happening around me. I'm not feeling that level of motivation that I was, because I think I had a monitor die on me when I was first into the streaming, and it was first like, oh crap, like people actually watching me stream, which is awesome and super cool. But now that I'm in this point where I'm like it's funny, this move has been going on for 2 months, and and now it's like we're getting more settled, but there's still all this pressure to find work, and I have been putting out a lot of applications. I've been doing a lot of footwork to find what I consider to be decent opportunities. And I'm also getting surprisingly a steady flow of work from my previous job. Since I moved and said I was available for digital work only, especially in January, like last January and February, I got almost no work at all because of slowdown around the holidays. This year, I've definitely have more work this January than I did last January. So, you know, that's good. Let's see. If you could do it on an AC, you could do it on anything. Oh, you could do it. Oh, Claire, yeah, I did. Yes, you're probably hungry for that streaming though experience. At first, you just dabble in it, and you're willing to do whatever you need to make it work just to see if you can do it. But here's the thing: is I honestly, with my 2 monitors and my huge setup that I have, I spoiled. So since I've been like stressed out with everything going on with the move and everything like that, when something goes wrong, like the movers don't bring my monitor and it looks like basically just stole it, that's the sort of thing that makes me like, screw that. No, I want my main monitor back. So probably just gonna buy a new one, hope maybe 6 months from now they give me something in reimbursement. They've got this like 4-month window to respond with some kind of a settlement offer. I'm like, dude, it's a $150 monitor. Like, I feel like an ass because I actually, we thought they had overestimated all of our stuff, like the size. They inflated on purpose because we caught them doing that while they were packing up back down to Los Angeles. And when they were here, instead of having like them put the stuff where it would belong, we said, take it in the living room, empty living room, pack it in this living room corner over here, just like you were going to pack up the truck, because we want to measure it. We want to have everything stacked up together and measure the square footage. And by our own calculations, their original estimate was actually, after they adjusted it for the stuff we caught them inflating, was actually kind of accurate. But what that meant was I'd given them all this attitude and throw them all this shade all this time. And at the end, it was like, okay, maybe our estimate was low, because my wife and I did our own estimate to begin with. And so I actually gave them a substantial tip, not probably as much as they want, but I think I gave them about $100 tip. And I'm like, damn it, I could have replaced my monitor with something comparable, a little cheaper, but still technically comparable, because it's been a few years since I bought that monitor. I could have instead of giving that tip, I could have used that money to get the damn monitor that they didn't bring for me. But anyways. And Jess misses me very much. Oh, Jess. I miss Jess too. Although I only see Jess in your streams, but I always try to make your streams. An IKEA house. We're definitely gonna be getting stuff from IKEA. You should, let's see. Awesome sitting non-living room chairs to watch TV. Yeah, we've been doing it every night since we got everything set up. Now, it took a few days for me to actually set up everything in the entertainment center, but I finally did, and we've been watching like Hulu and Netflix in there every night for dinner. Good reason you focused on your initial streaming on things that could be played in small screens. And I did that. Let's see. Yeah, because I would play the games at 720p window mode, and some games hate it when you do that. Some games will let you get away with it. Some games won't work with OBS if you try and do it that way. I ran into a lot of like complications during those periods, so I had to test out a lot of games to see if they would work, and before I decided what to stream. But job applications are kind of tough. Now, one thing is I've noticed a lot of them now through the digital application process ask for sort of essay questions right there during the application, which I've been applying to government jobs remotely for a few years now, and they do that. But I wasn't used to, like, just if you found a Craigslist ad and you followed a link to a job that you, like an employer, that they all do that now. So it's not like just before, usually it was just like you fiddle with your resume to make it fit the job a little bit, and then you would write a custom cover letter for them, and that was the application process. You sent them an email with that stuff on it, and now it's like you gotta answer all these essay questions about. It's like they're like interview questions. Tell us about the one amazing thing. Tell us about an instance when everything was out of control, that totally beyond your circumstances, but you did something amazing to fix it and make everything better. And it's like, oh shit. Luckily, you know, you can sit and think about it right there. But yeah, the cash flowing definitely helps. My wife found her job right away, which helps. The cash flow is helping, and I am finding jobs to apply to. That I'm not just applying to any old dying to get a job type of thing. I'm actually trying to be selective, because there's a temptation when money's tight to just go for the emergency job, but the emergency job can too easily become the permanent job. Like, you're just like, well, this kind of works. This job's not bad, you know, whatever. It's a job. Anyways, oh, on your Mac. Okay, I was like, your AC, PC, I don't know. It's not that cold. It got, this morning, let's see. We're not getting the kind of cold that a lot of the country's getting right now. So, like this morning, I think, like, early in the morning, it was like, not even freezing. It was like 33 degrees, like when the sun came up. Which is not that cold for this time of year here. And I think right now, it's like in the high 40s. Probably in the 40s right now, which is pretty, actually, for this time of year, relatively warm. I'm curious to see what it is right now. Okay, it's 40. It's like 40 degrees right now, which is still pretty warm for this time of day right now. You have low standards? Claire. Sitting in your 9-degree garage, working on your car, watching Gila. Oh my gosh. I'd be careful. You gotta be careful out there. I keep seeing that story about that college kid. It was in Iowa. They found him, like, basically dying of exposure right next to his dorm building. Like, he was apparently right behind his dorm building. And good lord. Like, that's like some scary stuff. Like, so when people just get whatever, they underestimate what really cold weather is going to do to them. So, let me see. What size monitor did you lose? It was 24-inch or 23.6 or whatever it is. That's been my main monitor. I don't need much bigger than that. I don't need bigger than that since I used to. And that's what I'm gonna order another one. I've already earmarked a couple that I want to get. I still want to give them a few days for somebody to maybe answer me, because I sent one email directly to the moving company supervisor just saying, hey, maybe it's still in your warehouse. Maybe the drivers got halfway back to California, realized it was still on the truck, whatever the case is. And he didn't get back to me, so I'm guessing either they're all enjoying my monitor very much right now because this company, let me see, seems shady AF, or they just didn't have the monitor and he just wants to, he's not going to do anything until I've gone through this third-party service, so then he can tell them to tell me after 120 days that they can't do anything for me, or they're gonna give me like $15, like, to appease me or whatever. -7. Okay, but you know, the only time I ever experienced -10 degrees, and it's when I worked for that little grocery store back in the 90s near UCLA, because we had a walk-in freezer where we kept all the Ben & Jerry's, like the back stock. So that's the only time I experienced that, is when I had to go through the Ben & Jerry's to restock, to check up on the frozen stuff. French fries. Not sure I was the man for the job. I improvised, slopped half a bottle of ketchup and down. Wow, overcame amount of potatoes. That sounds pretty impressive, man. Is that your forever job? Just a man. Eating them fries. Artists also die from exposure when clients refuse to pay with money. Yeah, that's true. F, because Merca. That's right. We like having our systems of measurement that we're comfortable with because they're familiar and completely inefficient. But it's us. That's how. That's how. Because F everyone else. This is how we do it. You really enjoy Dell monitors, great colors and brightness. It's like 24-inch Dell for 200. Find something that works well. Yeah, well, before what I had was an Asus, which I was actually very happy with, and we've used them over the years. In fact, the ones I've been looking at now are Acer, which is considered a budget brand, but if it says anything, the monitor that I'm using right now, that's like 12 years old, the one that's outlasted all of the other monitors that have come and gone over the years, is an Acer. So if it weren't for Acer, this Acer, and I mean, this is like, it's a flat screen, but it's thick and it's got like vents that's blowing heat out of the back. It's like monitors just aren't made like that anymore. It's pretty crazy. So what I found is, in my last monitor was an IPS, which I actually like. It's like a 4 millisecond response time, 23.6 inch IPS monitor that is really, it sounds like it's going to be essentially even slightly better than the one I had before was 5 millisecond time. So this one might even be slightly better. Although the monitor that I bought before is still, I think it still costs, I looked it up, specifically that monitor, and it still costs more than, I think it cost more than I paid for it, because I think I got it on sale. And Rilo's got to go back to work. All right, Rilo, I'm glad I could stimulate you, buddy. And that was the stimulation thing was part of what popped up on what the hell is it called? Twitter, where I did my thing, and it wasn't supposed to say super stimulating, I don't think, but it did, because I think maybe it's because YouTube stopped doing where you can set up auto tweets anymore. And so I tried doing the other thing where you just click the button and it's supposed to give you a tweet. But then what the stream name was outdated or something when it actually showed up on Twitter. I don't know what the hell happened. But you read that it has anus monitor? Your Serious Owl's sister caught an ass lizard. Is that a thing? I don't know. Or is everyone very stimulated tonight, Claire? Let's see. Need to go get to sleep. Yeah, man. It's like 1 in the morning where you are. What are you even doing up? Owly. College is fine. It's good. I'm tired. Boy, college is so tired. You're up watching me. Thanks, man. Let's see. I have been streaming for almost 30 minutes now. And I think it's gonna... Actually, I think I started exactly at 9:30, it looks like. Which means exactly at the 30-minute mark, it's gonna become 10 o'clock. Maybe that's what I should do, is when it turns 10 o'clock... I think for those of you who were with me last time I streamed, because I'm in a modern building instead of an old ancient building made of brick and steel and concrete, I'm afraid that people can hear me now when I talk with what my wife calls my radio announcer volume voice while I'm streaming. So, which means I got to turn it down to shy, trying not to wake people up at 10 o'clock. I still got 1 minute left before that happens. CPG, I was very happy to see you here tonight, my friend. You have a good night, and I will continue streaming one way or another. I don't have a regular schedule yet. Nothing will be finalized until I find a job, and then we'll see what things look like then. I know I've applied to a couple jobs that they look like interesting jobs that pay well, but they pretty much, like I was looking on Glassdoor, where you look at people's experiences there, and they're all like, yeah, it pays well, but you're gonna work 60-hour weeks. It's like, okay, well, you know, if it's, I'll work more than 40 hours if I have to get like a decent job and get some experience. The more experience, it's gonna help me do other things later. I don't know. But we'll see. If I work a 60-hour-a-week job, streaming might be kind of a problem. I might not have a lot of energy left over. But I'm sure even if that's the case, I'll still find a way to get in there every now and then. Gotta deal with school things. Alright, Soul Hydra. Oh, good evening. Now I'm officially in quiet mode because it is 10 p.m. here. And according to my lease, 10 p.m. is exactly when we have to not be loud and disruptive. So, this is Skyrim 11. Now we're gonna do Lord of the Rings Online. In fact, here, I should just do this. Let me move this over here. And I've got to switch everything around. Now I can see Lord of the Rings. Let me see. Go to the game.
45 seconds of gameplay.
You know what? I think I want to do this the other way. With the, see, now I can move everything around on however I want. Alright. Okay, now I have the chat on the other side of the screen, and now I can't see OBS anymore because the game's covering it. So if I'm making any stupid faces or something weird's happening, I won't know about it unless you guys tell me. Your future boss know you're a big YouTube streamer, and you know, in some jobs I've actually alerted them. Is this actually in? Okay, all right, just making sure this is on OBS. I've actually included under hobbies, like especially because sometimes they'll give you a section to kind of say as much as you want. I've talked about my YouTube channel, and I don't know whether maybe that caused me not to get those jobs or not, but I've mentioned it in jobs where I thought, you know, hey, learning how to do something like this, you got to be pretty resourceful to be able to figure it all out, and also do it in a way that you can trick people into thinking that you're providing quality content. Let's see. Pause live gaming. Oh, have I talked with my neighbor? No, but in fact, I ran into them last night for the first time. I think we were bringing groceries up at the same time they were coming home. So I said hi. That's it. I didn't want to. I was really exhausted from carrying groceries up the stairs. I'm not used to carrying anything upstairs. Like, we go grocery shopping back home. Well, this is home now, but back in Los Angeles, we live in a building with an elevator. So it's like, you just, we got rid of our cars, right, years ago now. And we have this, like, rolling, fold-up shopping cart. And we would load that thing up. And you just push it on the elevator, go up, push the floor of where you live, and you get out, and that's it. Here it's like, oh my god, how many, why did we want to live that many floors up? It seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't want to, yeah, I know, I gotta not get in trouble. 45 seconds of quietness. Dark Jake. Talents of motherfucking justice, my friend. I don't, is this, here, let me get this closer to me here. So we're just gonna make this real special time for all of us as I play Lord of the Rings Online and quietly talk with you all. It's a really intimate time we're having together. Wait, how did Claire get tricked? Let me see. Oh, ASMR? Crunching peanuts? Are you talking about like packing peanuts? Or like eat peanuts that you eat with your mouth? ASMR, that's right. Hey, oh, don't get off the... See, this would be an interesting exercise if I were to play a game like Dead by Daylight, where I'm inclined, or Alien Isolation, where I'm inclined to shout at the game and curse a lot. If I can pull this off with just keeping my voice, is he running around in a game like that? You son of a bitch. You can't. Oh no, they're gonna get me now. That sounds like it'd just be boring. Both peanuts. Pipecock. Hello, Nolan Wolf. Aroo. And welcome, sir. Wait, I would get confused. Nolan Wolf, you're the one that lives in Vancouver, right? We've been getting all around, like, the Portland area for various reasons over the last, whatever amount of time it's been we've been here. Let's see, you got school and you need to sleep. Gaming convention tomorrow. Alright, man. Good night. Thank you for dropping by. You're an apartment within walls. You know my pain, Claire? Well, I'm not sure. I feel like I might be able to get away with not worrying about it, but because, like I said, it would be the people underneath me. It depends on how much they can hear of me talking, because the walls, like the way that this apartment is set up, is that this is not, I think, this is an office. This was set up as like an office or a den space or a third bedroom. It's sort of like whatever you want it to be, but it is removed. Like you come in, some of you saw my little tour I gave. I did a little, like, I put it unlisted, but I did a little stream about a week ago where I did a little tour of my apartment. It was still all empty. And you come in the front door and there's like double doors to your right, and that opens up into this room. And then when you pass them, you're in a big wide open living room and dining room, and that's where the kitchen is. And then on the other side of all that, or there's two more bedrooms. So, and the floor plan underneath is the same. But so on the one side of me is just the outside of the apartment, and then the other side is just like our living room and entryway. And below me is the same thing. So the question is there a dude using this room below me as a bedroom, trying to sleep right now? You know. Let's see. Oh, right. You're in Vancouver. I remembered right, Nolan Wolf. There's a few people that, like, I think Org Chaos has mentioned that he's around here somewhere, but I can't remember where. And I know there are other people. In fact, is it James Baker? I'm trying to remember someone else that CPG specifically tried to, in one of his streams, tried to point out as being up here in Portland as well, where I'm at. You scream loud as hell in the middle of summer with all the windows open, and you have yet to get a noise complaint. In the middle of the night? I don't know. I'm a little concerned that this might be the type of place where that kind of thing wouldn't fly very well. And also, I mean, I know if my wife could hear me right now, and I doubt she's probably, because we're in the bedroom is like on the other side of this wall, on the other side of a giant living room, dining room area, and then another wall. So if anyone's going to hear me in this whole building, it's going to be the person directly below my floor. So we'll see. It's a circle stream. Yeah, you know what? I felt like it was so popular when I did this before. People liked watching me play my Hobbit running around in circles. So the difference now is, okay. See, this is where I know that I'm doing something that technical that's considered a no-no in terms of visual quality, but I'm capturing a 720p window, but OBS captures at 1080. So everything, OBS is generating a 1080 image, but then OBS then downscales the image back to 720, because if I try to stream at 60 frames on 1080, my PC can't do it. So I always stream, usually everything I'm doing is at 1080p. and then I downscale it to 720 so that I can do 60 frames a second, because I feel like I feel like the smoother stream looks better than the resolution bump I might otherwise get. That's just that's my trade-off. I can do better resolution with more jaggy frames, or slightly less resolution with higher frames, and I prefer higher frames. 60 FPS all day, I agree. And sometimes some games I still have trouble maintaining 60, but like this, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, can I have a little thing? Oops. I don't see it. There's a little thing I can pull up here where I can see what my frame rate is. Normally apartments above are louder. Okay, yeah, Claire, and that's exactly what I was concerned about, was because I specifically, and it was instructive, but when we first moved back to the area, we were staying for the first couple of weeks, we stayed at my mother-in-law's house, and all she did, well, she talked about other things, of course, we had a lot to catch up on, but one thing she did repeatedly was complain about that she could hear her upstairs neighbors. And we would hear, like, the upstairs neighbors had a little dog, and you hear the dog yipping, and if, like, people were talking, you could sort of, you didn't necessarily hear the exact words they were saying, but you could hear them talking. And I was like, oh, that's something I didn't have to worry about before, because there was, like, 4 feet of concrete between me and the person underneath us. Either your neighbors are deaf or your mom's cop friends are cool. Okay. Anyone report pizza and board games? Oh. That's one thing we want to actually look into now that we're up here, is there's supposedly a thriving tabletop community up here. So we may want to look into that, because we're gonna have basically our dining room is going to be a game themed area. So, and I love all the new generation board games. We've gotten really into them. Let's see, we get pizza grease on your board games. You need pizza, then okay, there you go, Nick. Nick's it's not his first rodeo when it comes to tabletop, you might say. Dead of Winter, that's a good one. That's a cooperative game about the zombie apocalypse. We played that a bit. That was fun. We don't have that one. That's our friends had that. We have one called Pandemic. That's it's the same principle. You might have, well, Pandemic's huge. You probably, anyone who does tabletop games, I'm sure, has heard of it, so I don't need to probably explain it. But for those who don't know, Pandemic is like, it's a world map, and you're basically trying to work together with other people to contain outbreaks so they don't, like, spread and kill everybody. Outbreaks of diseases. And you're like the team from the control centers around the world, the disease control centers, trying to get rid of them. Mac Gaming for the win. Well, Mac Gaming seems like it's getting more robust in terms of selection. Or maybe it's just my imagination. You can be a gamer on Mac. It's just not nearly as it's not nearly as versatile as being a gamer on PC. But I think Mac's getting better, like, than it was, say, 10 years ago. You just got back from board games, played a couple. Okay, Dark Jake. Yeah, I'm reading these out of order. Gen 7 and Treasure Island. I don't think I know those other ones. Crossroads series. Yeah, I don't know that one. The asterisk is necessary. What I'm trying to remember is Dead of Winter another one of those games where you have a trader? Isn't there yeah, there's a trader. That's one of the cool things about Dead of Winter, and that adds a wrench into it, because secretly one of the people, and not every game has it. Isn't it random? Like, there's a 40% chance or something in each game that one person might end up being a traitor. And the traitor basically just has their own secret objective. It doesn't necessarily mean that they need to make you lose, right? It's just something like they have some objective that they will be trying to achieve, which usually involves taking resources, diverting resources away from everyone else. and using it to fulfill some other goal. Let me see. You can play games on you can play games on Mac. See, the only problem, like with Mac, can you tear those bad boys up and like install graphics cards and stuff into them? That's the thing. My understanding of Mac is, you just, if you want to be a gamer, you just got to make sure you've paid for an expensive Mac that can run games, because there's no opening up a Mac and like upgrading stuff inside. They can't use standard GPUs. Okay. That a winter may be a trader, or there might not be. Yeah, that's one thing that made it interesting, is it wasn't necessarily going to be a trader, but you're always suspicious, like keeping your eyes open, that there's a good chance someone else might be. Go full trader or go fully co-op. And hello, did I say hi, Org Chaos? Org Chaos. I was trying to remember where, I seem to recall you're here in the Portland area somewhere. Am I correct? I'm trying to remember what information you've given me on that. I don't want you to be super like, oh, I live at 5th and 32nd Street or something. You don't need, but I know you've mentioned familiarity with stuff up here, but I wasn't sure. Are you like in the Portland area specifically, or are you just familiar with it? Thunderstone Quest. I don't even know that. Is that just another tabletop game? It's not cooperative. Okay. Just gave you your meningitis booster. Hit your tendons. Oh god, that sounds awful, Eerie style. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Not saying too much. I'm probably closer to you than you realize. Okay, or Chaos, I'm suspecting may have picked up on some of the clues left in my streams recently, and due to his familiarity with the area, might conceivably have a really good idea of where I am. That's what I said. I've been trying not to get too specific about details of stuff around me, but so that, like, if you didn't know this area, you wouldn't be able to just find me, but I'm fairly certain if there are people that specifically, like, know the area within, say, 5 to 10 miles specifically of where I am, they probably piece together a few things to pinpoint. They wouldn't necessarily be able to just find exact, like, not look and knock on my window or something, but I didn't comment on your video, but your Skyrim walk through the woods was awesome. Yeah, and that's one of those videos where I'm like, that could give somebody a hint. If someone knew this area, they might actually be like, oh, I know exactly what trail that is, or I know exactly where that is. It's like, oh, he can walk to that from his house? Okay, now I know where he lives. But thanks. Yeah, Maxie, I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. And having access to that kind of nature area. That video came as a combination of kind of jokes happening, because I think on one hand, like, Nick mentioned something about, oh, it's like Skyrim, or you should do a Skyrim video. And that was, of course, Nick says something and I do it. But I'd been thinking about doing it already because I posted that to my personal Facebook page. And we have our friends that we play tabletop games with down in San Diego. They were really sad that we left, because that was a thing that we did. Like, we tried to do it once every month or two, and we'd make whole weekends out of it, and it really became kind of a real special thing that we were able to do. And when they found out that we were for reals leaving after talking about it for so long, they were very sad. And so the girl, it's a couple, and the lady from the couple, whenever I post something about how, like, things that I'm enjoying about being up here, she'll always make some crabby remark like, man, it looks ugly, it's just stupid. And so I posted some picture of like this this nature area that I was in, and she's like, meh, it's like whatever. And so I wrote back, I was like, yeah, this is basically like living in Skyrim, except nothing's trying to kill me. Like, what's the point? So boring. Let's see, you tweeted me the Skyrim. Okay. But you weren't part of that exchange, right, Nick? You just randomly thought of Skyrim, like, to do that. And then I didn't use that link that you sent me because for the video because I've been streaming Skyrim. I already had various versions of like music clips from them, so I just used the one I think that I have in my welcome video from Skyrim that I play when I'm streaming it. Let's see. The area is too big and I'm too busy to care. Okay. Well, it's just the way, or Chaos, you said something like, I suspect I might be closer than you could possibly imagine. I'm just like, oh, maybe he might have figured out like almost exactly where I am. I should turn this into a daily vlog channel. I need to get a selfie stick though, because one thing I've determined is that the angles that I get on my face when I'm looking down at a camera, it makes my face look, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my face is fat, right? But it looks like when I have a camera held down here, I look disproportionately like a big fat jug. It's awful. So, because yeah, I did that. I had fun doing that. I was thinking, oh, that'd be cool if I did like my morning walk stream, because I've been trying to fit in a walk every day for usually about an hour, and a lot of times I just really enjoy hearing the quiet and hearing like nature and just being present and being there, because it's in LA it was so hard to get to a place like that. Like, you had to basically arrange a trip to do it, and now it's like I basically fall out my front door and I'm in that, and it's awesome. You saw the comment you mentioned about Sky. Okay, there you go. So, because I couldn't tell whether it was a coincidence or not, but I know as soon as you mentioned the Skyrim soundtrack, I was just like, bam, this is happening. So, you love a G-Law blog. You wish you could talk like G-Law? Come here for G-Law conversations? I have a feeling you can talk like G-Law just fine. I mean, you're going to be your own thing, but I'm assuming most of you are aware of this, but Claire recently, within the last couple of, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, started streaming on her channel, on the one right there, Claire. And she got her mic, and in my opinion, it's my opinion, but Claire has a very like fun and kind of vibrant personality that it's fair to say some people when they stream, they just don't seem to have like the right tone or the right whatever. Just, you know, you still might like them and connect with them, but I feel like Claire might have that kind of ingredient. Like, Claire, if you do this regularly, I honestly expect you're gonna have more subs than me in about 6 months. So, well, also because my streaming schedule is all weird and everything else, but I feel like, Claire, that if you made a regular thing out of streaming, especially, you have a really great head start because you have a lot of friends here already. So you're very plugged into the community already, but also I think you're the type of streamer that, especially once you get more comfortable with it, because I know there's that when you first start, you're kind of like, you'd be playing and in your head you're thinking, oh, I should be saying something now. What should I say? And that's something that I think everyone experiences, and you'll get over that quick. Like, I wasn't noticing that particularly when I was watching you, but I honestly, let me see. Let me catch up here. Too kind. Everyone sub-declared. Seriously. Kingdom Hearts 3. Was I watching you play Kingdom Hearts 3? I don't think I was. I keep seeing your streams after you're done. I hung out in the Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I was watching. Do you guys remember Beck? I think she was friends with Kang Gaming, and she started trying to stream like almost 3 years ago, and she keeps disappearing and then coming back and streaming for a little bit and then disappearing and coming back, but she just came back again, and she was streaming it, and she had like 2 people watching her, so I went and hung out and watched her play for a while. Let's make her channel bigger than G-Laws. You could definitely help. No, honestly, this is my prediction on Claire, though. Let me see. What is it? It's January 31st. I'm gonna say if she continues streaming with some regularity, that by 4th of July, Claire is gonna have at least broken 1,000 subs. And possibly for bonus points even surpassed my sub count, which has remained it's remained around. My sub count has been about the same for the past 6 months. So like literally it keeps going. It'll go up 5 or 10 and then it'll go down 5 or 10 and up 5 or 10 and down 5 or 10. Need a big G-Law collab stream. Now that could be kind of cool. I've avoided doing a lot of collab stuff just because it's really hard. I mean, honestly, look what I'm doing right now. I'm not even paying attention to the game. I'm just running around. I'm running around in circles, and hopefully the beauty of the Shire and the positive energy of this little hobbit with his badass armor and sword and shield is keeping you somewhat entertained, but I am not at all paying attention to really anything except for you guys and what I'm saying to you guys. And so that's why I don't do a lot of collab streams. That's why, like, for example, Taya, I like Taya a lot. And I've played games with her. I've played with her more while I'm not streaming than while I am. Because once a stream becomes 3 or 4 people playing a game over Discord, it basically, to me, becomes playing with 3 or 4 people over Discord while the chat, like, I just can't diversify my attention that well. But it's the sort of thing where once in a while it would be a cool thing to do. That I should work on doing it more. It's just not, I don't think I would ever be great as my regular thing. But it's definitely something like I wanted to be able to work into my channel better, is doing collaborative stuff with people, at least on occasion. Let me see. Oathkeeper, you plug your own things, but you only promote for Advent. Plus your game channel isn't this one. Oathkeeper, if you want to plug, go right ahead. I feel bad enough that like a ton of people come in here are streamers, and I barely ever shout people out. Because it's sort of become like, oh, like Dark Jake comes in, and I'm not like, hey everybody. Of course, Dark Jake's got like 5 times more subs than me. He's got a legit like streaming channel where lots of people are subbed to him. But I think I am a hobbit. I'm a pretty tall hobbit, but nonetheless. If G-Law and Claire did an American Truck Simulator collab stream, they each have 100 subs in no time. Would I have to do the World of Trucks, and then we do like a convoy together? I don't know. Just she'd have to give me a wide berth, because I like looking away at chat and then crashing into things. And hello Yumi, by the way. Uh-oh, I just heard. I think I heard my wife go to use the restroom. I hope that doesn't mean I'm too noisy. Remember, I've got to be quiet, because it's after 10. It's after 10, and I'm in a modern building where you can't be noisy or they'll hear you. You're at 755. You need 245 for 10,000 for 10,000. I was like, wait a minute. That's my internal math is wrong. And my sister caught a lot lizard. Let's see. Copyright is kind of weird on YouTube. Well, there's copyright, and then there's also just where they will say that your stream is not suitable for most advertisers. And that's a thing that can get you more or less demonetized in short order. And it's often for, like, the stream that I did, the last stream that I did where I called it the stimulating check-in stream, got slapped with not suitable for most advertisers. And I think it's because I used the word stimulating in the title. Which I didn't think that would be considered naughty, but I have a feeling someone's like, oh, we don't want kids watching some dude making a stimulating stream. See, pick up some lot lizard. Oh, okay. Yeah, late night G-Law. Welcome to Gaming Lawyer After Hours, where all your wildest fantasies come true. Oh, baby. Let me see. Sims 4 got claimed for This Old Man from the radio playing. And yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You're trying to teach your Sims twin toddler daughters how to dance with... Well, you won't be getting any of that sweet, sweet ad revenue from that. I don't worry a whole lot about it. But I have done, as I do try to not go out of my way to do things that will cause my stuff to get claimed. The main reason that I do exercise some degree of caution over it is all these content owners can change their rules anytime they want. And so it could be, like, for example, I played the Lawhawk Talent Justice thing over and over again, and the original commercial over and over again. Now, if that guy decided all of a sudden, you know what, I'm going to put my thing into YouTube, and I'm going to have it, like, automated. I don't know if they can do automated DMCAs. I don't think they can. But they could do automated, like, video takedowns of anything that matches their content. So say Brian Wilson, he becomes, like, jaded, and he becomes kind of like an asshole. And he's like, you know what? I'm tired of all these people piggybacking off me, making awesome YouTube content with my stuff. And I'm not going to stand for it anymore. Well, like, half my videos would disappear. What? I'm starting to get tired though. My eyes are getting itchy too. There's no truck. Oh, hold on. Do I have my truck overlay? Let me see. Here we go. It's for Yumi. And now it's Middle Earth Truck Simulator. Coming to the Shire. American Truck Simulator, Middle Earth Edition. Yeah, I'm just gonna run around. Just gonna run around various points around the Shire, and again, and you still hear the footsteps. The truck has very odd suspension. That's the whole problem. HOBBITS sim. Got restored by Disney. Even hawks need sleepsies. That's true. Sleepsies. Disney and Star Wars Theories channel? No, I didn't. I hope they got it resolved though, because I don't know. Disney seems like one of those companies that might not give a crap for the reasons why someone's using their stuff. It might, some of these places, like companies, like, they don't care if you could make an argument that it's for fair use, because they're like, well, we're gonna shut them down And if they want to fight us, they can fight us, but they probably won't. And if they do, maybe they would win if it went before like a court situation. But not, most of these people aren't going to care enough to do it. So bam. And then we've got a huge legal department, so we're already paying them $5 billion a year. So all it's going to do is going to put them to work. Lucas persuaded Disney to lay off? Well, see, Lucas is another one where it seems like he could be like the worst one of all. Who knows? You never know what Lucas is going to suddenly have an issue with. I mean, millions before. Oh, okay. I drive hobbits a tad better than trucks, Maxie. Roadkill. I think we're gonna we'll drive up to the Shire. They still, so is all their content gone? Because I'm sure I've seen Star Wars Theory, but I never like followed them, so I don't know them. I couldn't tell you exactly what they did. But it's about it. My mouth sound effects aren't that good. That's one thing with all this stuff on here. I don't think I can't do a proper pop like you can if you got a crappy mic with no pop filter. I think I've gotten things way too regulated in the software to let that occur. Apartment builds suck? Apartment bills suck? Disney will find you and kill you. Oh, it's still up. Okay. Lucasfilm told him off. Alright. Hey, look, there's a rainbow. Can you see the rainbow at the... I can't see OBS to see what's showing through my truck windshield. Let me see. Yeah, I guess there it is. But isn't that nice? Look at that. Being a truck driver, it's moments like this that make it all worthwhile. You should play truck sounds. Hey, that's something that if I really wanted to sell this, because it's a thing that I've been doing intermittently, the truck gag, for years, is I could actually get an audio clip of like truck sounds and then just play that when I launch the thing. I could turn the overlay on and then I could have like the truck sound and then just, you know, go find some Lucky Charms. 27th birthday. Getting to 1,000 and not having to worry about sub goal ever again. Oh, because that's when you can monetize your stuff, right? And become a partner. Now they have all those weird... Well, you also have to have the amount of hours. Have you calculated that too? What is it, like 10,000 hours within the last 12 months? Are they gonna kick me out if I fall below that because I've been being spotty on my channel? Your hours match, okay. Well, if they increase it to 30,000, they're just gonna kick a whole bunch of us off. Oh, those who have it keep it now? I was afraid because before they kicked off a whole bunch of people who already had it. But I guess, so now people who met that initial requirement once they instated it, once they're in there, they get to stay in. We're driving the truck. We're driving the truck all the way up to... Oh no, it's the wrong place. Beep, beep, beep. You as a hobo, it can now do 24-hour streams. I wish. You know, I'm still disappointed that even with the help of a few of you to try to make a viral campaign for me to get my my 1,000 sponsors by the end of 2018, I was still 989 short at the end. Then I would have been streaming 24/7. I would have streamed everything. But no, you can get me 989 more, whatever. I'll be okay. I'm not happy about it. There you go. Just pull the truck in between these two. One thing that's kind of nice is I actually don't play this game in first person very often, and they've ramped up the graphics a lot. And so there's a lot more detail now. Like all these flowers and things, they weren't here before. You grandfathered in. Shut the heck up. I'm trying to watch a circle stream. What's a circle stream? That sounds dirty. Wait, there we go. This is more. $4,000. Yeah. Yeah, and then I still get taxed after that on it too. But that was officially what I was like, if I got 1,000 subs after this big push during the move, then we just call this my job. And I'm pretty sure that would be enough where I could say, this is what I'm doing right now, and I don't need to go do something else and just fit this in. So I take the truck off. Don't worry about it, Yumi. No, don't worry about it. Let me see. I will take the truck off though. Let me see. There we go. Although I think I'll still keep the first person mode on because I'm kind of digging it right now. I should have been doing this the whole time. It's so nice. Let's see. It's very immersive, huh? The truck stays or you go. Oh no. I don't know. Anyone else really wish I still had the truck going? But now I understand about the frustration about channel growth. Especially when you know, I mean, I have more subs than you, granted, but I've experienced the same thing on it. Just it's all a matter of different scales, where you get like when I'm talking about Claire, her channel is gonna explode. I really get that sense that's gonna happen if she puts the time into it. Just because sometimes you watch someone and you're like, I think they got a certain something that's gonna just gonna appeal. If they get discovered, like people that discover them are gonna keep coming back. And a lot of the rest of us, you get rated over and over again, but not everyone comes back, you know? So, like, I've got 2,000 subs now, but I got the same, I think each streamer says I get, like, at this point, 100 to 200 views. But I think a lot of that is certain people coming and going during the stream. But it feels like I probably get the same, you know, 10 to 15 people that are here a lot, and probably the same 30 to 40 people that at least check in and say hi every stream. And that's about it. The fact that my 2,000 subs don't show up, you know? So, and that's what I noticed too, is a lot of people that got bigger channels, they'll have 4 times more subs than I do, but a lot of them, you still go into their streams and they still got 8 people watching them, you know? So streamer sub counts are not always, you know, super accurate. I know a lot of people that have a lot more subs than I do. That have 4, like I was earlier tonight, I was hanging out, I'm not going to name names, but I went into someone's stream, hung out for a few minutes, and this person's got over 10,000 subs, I think. And they only had maybe 3 or 4 people watching them. And I don't know what the YouTube gods are like, why that that happens, but I know it's frustrating to be in that position though, where you're like, well, I've been doing this like X number of times per week for 2-3 years now, and like my channel didn't grow, everyone else's did, and mine didn't. That can feel frustrating. That's right, Area Style. You're the cool kids. Let's Play content. You still get views for it. It's a walking video guide for. Okay. Some of my most viewed videos are my Bloodlust Shadowhunter series that I did. It was in September and October of. No, it was October of 2015. It was right when I first started my channel, before I was streaming, before I was planning on being a streamer. This is this indie vampire, kind of grindy but cool indie vibe vampire game. Oh, and actually that developer remembers me, so now he did a sequel last year, about a year ago, and I did a few videos on that, and he just today sent me a link for a new vampire game that he wants me to do some Let's Play of. So hopefully I'll have an opportunity to do that in the next week or two. Put out a couple videos on that. But that blew me away. It was when I was... The first stream that I ever did was Bloodlust Shadowhunter. And the developer... There's the one main developer that does mostly all of it by himself. Showed up in my stream, and I was floored. Walter the Hobo Vampire is from Bloodlust Shadowhunter. Yes! And the developer of that game was a fan of my Walter the Hobo Vampire music video. Let's see, you gained 20 subs from since 4 playthroughs. You're talking about VODs? That's cool. That's more subs than I've gotten. That's more subs than I've gotten in the last 6 months. But my channel's basically just stopped. I mean, that's the thing, is I keep doing it because I do still keep getting the same people that I like, that I have fun with. So the fact that I'm not having channel growth, because I haven't been doing this to pad my pockets with cash or anything. I've been doing this because I've had fun doing this, and I've enjoyed this whole sort of. It's a little weird. I play a game, and like a crowd of people show up. Not a huge crowd, but a crowd, and watch and hang out with me. So that's neat. I like that. Hobo Song 2.0. I don't have a Walter the Hobo Vampire button, I don't think. We need to see that, but I think I've got a working... Let me see. Here, turn this down. Everything is manual right now. I have to search for it. Let me see. Here it is. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing in here. And there's no map. Here, I'll get this up. But, I'm very intimidated. Walter, where's Walter? Walter? Here. I gotta keep my chat open over there on the left, so. Now you can attack and protect. Now that we're together. Let's Bloodlust Shadowhunter. I think Walter really does need a theme song. Now when I say like now that we're together, I'm thinking there'd be an awesome montage, like where you have some like cheesy like ballad playing, and then it's like, but the lyrics are all about Walter, and it's just like slow motion shots of like me and Walter, me fighting. So yeah, so I did this. I was just capturing this, and I thought it would be fun. I was just thinking out loud, and then it was when I was editing the video later, I decided I'm just gonna right where I'm talking about in this video. This comes up right in the middle of a Let's Play episode. I'm like, I'm just gonna dump this music video right in the middle of it. Fighting and Walter standing and looking.
He was a hobo was a vampire. I was just thirsty, so I took a bite. Hobo was sleeping in a puddle of his pee. I was thirsty, but I didn't know he would become Walter the Hobo Vampire. Walter the Hobo Vampire. Walter the Hobo Vampire's always there, always at my side when I'm fighting stuff.
Yeah, that guy looks ominous. Go get him, Walter. You have to. Your slow meander. It's not doing me any favors. Okay, come on. There it was. By Walter the Hobo Vampire thing.
45 seconds of gameplay.
Now I gotta find my game screen again. Here it is. Turn that back up. I think I had it about here. The song of a generation. 45 seconds of gameplay. Yay. Now the walking hobbit animation. It's been 12 years. They still haven't figured out how to make a hobbit look like he didn't crap his pants and he's just trying to make it to a bathroom without making a mess. The song is perfect. I really like that. And that was so funny the way I did that, because I was like, first I need to record the song, and it was a Sunday morning, and my wife, usually I would do stuff like that, well, if my wife was at work or sleeping and couldn't hear me, because I was embarrassed to like sing a corny song that she could overhear me while I was doing it at that point. I think I got over that later, but so we were doing laundry, and she went to I think she went to go put in a load of laundry in the laundry room downstairs, and we had to load it in the washer. She's gonna move it to the dryer and then put a new load in the washer to replace it. And I had it all. I basically timed it so that as soon as she left, I sang the song, and then by the time she came back, I had finished singing it, and then I had the audio clip, and then I just built the video around it. But that was my behind the scenes Walter the Hobo video, guerrilla style, having to record, and I basically made up the song almost on the fly, just as like while my wife was going down the laundry room. You can relate to his walk, Maxie. Oh my god, I gotta just hold it. I just gotta hold it. I don't want any more mess. Oh my god, that was a close one. Okay, come on, just get to the tavern. Shit. Orcs are scary, someone has to crap their pants to maintain immersion. Was Mrs. G-Law home when you sang Torn? Nope. So, no, and most of the stuff that I, if I was doing, I didn't do recordings that much. But most of the time when I would do stuff, it was after she went to bed. And it was just something that struck me to do, because I think I had the video footage already done, and I was just, normally when I edit my Let's Plays, all I'm doing is slapping up like a little intro, a slight intro animation, like her intro screen, and like an outro thing, and that's about it. And then cutting the clip. Sometimes I'll record like an hour and a half at a time and cutting those into episodes and stuff. But Brad Pritchard. It's not over. Look what I'm doing, Brad. I'm being quiet, but I'm running around trees with a hobbit. I've been doing it. Well, I've been doing it for probably about an hour. Am I still rocking the dole? I don't even know what that means. I'm still looking for a job. I have surprisingly been getting a lot of work, more than I expected anyway, from my old job. So I'm very thankful for that right now. But I'm not rushing to get just get a job, like the first job. But I'm also not, I'm putting an effort every day into looking for work. Like, it's not something that I'm just like, oh, I don't need to do that, you know. Like, when I was in Los Angeles, technically I was always looking for work up here. But it was a slow trickle. And I don't think I got one single response in 3 years of sending stuff up here from Los Angeles. So, no, I take it back. I did one, and they let me do like this video interview, but it was like a pre-recorded questions, and I did pre-recorded like answers. It was weird. And then they're like, nope, no thanks. Bone meal. I thought you'd be the general manager of the Portland Trail Blazers by now. I probably I probably network my way into people that know that job, but it'd be a hard sell that I'm qualified, especially since I don't know sports at all. Like, the Trailblazers, that's a basketball team, right? It's like, they have a hockey team here? Or is that Seattle? There's the Seattle Seahawks, right? Does Portland have a hockey team? I don't know. Is that... It's bone meal. Yeah, it's bone meal. Get with the lawyer lore. And then there's Pipecock. Thank you, Brad. Technically, we have a hockey team. What is it called? Because I want to say that I knew someone that worked in an arena or whatever it is that hockey people play in. Is it called an arena? Sports center? I don't know. And that they had... I remember meeting someone that had a bunch of pucks that they got that had been played in some kind of ice hockey game. I don't know. I should stop talking about it because I don't know anything about it. Thunderbirds. Okay, no, I don't think so. Never. Is it drinks? Okay, I don't know any of these things, Yumi. What? No, seppuku. It's too drastic. No, I don't want anyone hurting themselves. If you do decide to eat something that makes you gag and choke, it's okay as long as it doesn't leave any permanent damage. So, if you find some bone meal, a big bowl of bone meal, and you want to go for it, I mean, honestly, I'm not even sure it's bad. Nick, do you remember? I know we've had this discussion before. I can never remember. Bone meal, because I kept eating it. Maybe it tasted good. I can't remember. Next time I play Skyrim, I'll have to try it again. Now, the more I talk about it, the more I feel like it sounds like it could be really delicious. That's like the Shin Black, one of my favorite, possibly my favorite gourmet spicy Korean ramen that I enjoy on rare occasions now, because the Portland's ramen selection so far I found lacking at the regular supermarkets. But exactly, if it wasn't good, why would I keep eating it? But Shin Black, which is like their flagship, most fancy ramen, has bone broth in it. So, and I enjoy that a lot. So, same principle. Can you imagine the thing that makes my favorite ramen so delicious if I could just have one big bowl of just that special secret ingredient? It's what's for dinner. People eat bone marrow? Oh yeah. No, everyone knows about that. At least I think so. All I remember is like people having steak with the bone in it, and then if there would be the, you know, just pulling the marrow out of that and eating it. I don't remember people ever seeing anyone just have like a bowl of bone marrow. But you're playing Skyrim right now? Using bitch strategies to the max. Bitch tactics, yeah, baby. That's a little, that's a little stealth. Bows and arrowsies. Bitch tactics. Having preferably a very strong companion that you just hide behind a rock and shoot enemies while the companion engages. Bitch tactics. Oh, a stealth magician. Awesome. I need to get back into Skyrim at a certain point to check out some of those big mods. Like the Beyond Bruma mod. There's some pretty epic mods that have been made that I never played in the last couple of years. Key Arena went downhill with the Sonics left. Okay, Sonic sounds familiar. Anyways, your companion are always running into your magic? I don't know. I almost can't play the game without Inigo anymore. But I felt like without companions, I just would die too much. I feel like I spent a lot of time dying in Skyrim without companions. The Seattle Supersonics, NBA. Okay, it's another bit of information I probably was aware of at some point in a very superficial way, because I just don't pay attention to sports. Remember when I transferred to UCLA. I started community college and I transferred to UCLA mid-year. And I think it was the first day I was there, that night, they won a huge basketball championship game. Maybe it was the championship. It was in 1995. And I didn't know. I didn't follow this sports at all. Didn't know. All I knew is it was my first weekend. It might have been my very first night there. And that place exploded. And there were like people streaking and screaming everywhere, running up and down the streets, just drunk, like crazy, shouting everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, is this what college is like? Like, this community college was so tame compared to this. It's like, I had no idea. Like, it was so wild. And UCLA supposedly had a reputation for being a pretty legit academic focused school, but that also definitely had its party aspect. It had that reputation of being a good, like a balance, where there was some party going on, but more above being a party school, it was a serious academic school that just happened to, also party. But I didn't know really what to expect. All I knew was like that first night things went crazy, and I was just like, damn, guess this is what UCLA, this is what like a moderate party school feels like in college, huh? Shooting from far away and then running away. If you're fine, but okay, Brad, I see. It's bitch tactics. I understand. No stealth archer that time. Then I ended up playing stealth archer. Exactly. It's like, well, I'm gonna do a mage this time, but I run out of mana so fast that just for when he's starting out, we're just gonna get him a bow and arrow because it just helps him stay alive so well. And then 40 levels later, another stealth archer. Great. Lots of sleeping. Oh my, that. Got the blazers. All right, yeah, that's true. Same with your college. One of the best business schools in the nation. One of the best party schools too. Yeah. And you're not in college. That's okay, Ray Style. Well, you're too young to be in college, unless you're some sort of Doogie Howser. Your Doogie Howser was real popular when I was growing up. Let me see. And also, I don't know. What is it still like everyone goes to college now? Because I feel like people can do pretty well if they just have an idea of what they want to do and just go into it instead of going to college. Oh, fireworks time. All right, hold on. Get out of that. So I managed to make a vampire characters. Okay. Take out people. Feed assassinate. Let's see. Let's get that. Let's get that fireworks show. Here we go. I could try to eat the fireworks. Sure, Brad. For you? Why the hell not? Where'd my fireworks go? Here we go. We are at the party tree. And there is a rager going on right now. Whoa! Where's the big dragon firework? They actually have that, the one from the movie. I think this is... Oh, there it is. Yay! This is after Bilbo's... This is way after Bilbo's parties. Because this is shortly after Frodo left the Shire. Which they don't tell you this in the movies, and I brought this up before when I played this, but... Frodo left the Shire 17 years after Bilbo's birthday party. So, this is actually Lobelia Sackville Baggins' party. That she wants to be, like, even better than Bilbo's parties, because now she owns Bag End. But... So this probably is... This might even be more, bigger and better than his. I don't know. Play it, baby. Yeah. This is a rager, Nick. Look at this is almost as crazy as my first night at UCLA when they won the championship. Everyone very quietly going like this. Yeah. Right, but don't wake up the neighbors. Doesn't make stealing Bag End doesn't make her a very good bag friend. This is community college partying. Community college partying wasn't really a thing. There were people that I knew in community college who partied, but it wasn't like at UCLA, you just walk off campus, and there was all like, there's this apartment, pretty condensed apartment community that was almost like official housing, but not quite, but it was that close and compact around the school. And Thursday nights were big because a lot of people made their schedules so that they wouldn't have Friday classes. So starting Thursday night, you just walk out. You just walk out there and go out on the streets, and you would find parties everywhere, and they were big, and you could just walk into them. You didn't need an invitation. You just walk. You see, oh, where's the crowd? Okay, I'm gonna walk in there, and everyone would be like, hey, cool, come on in. And then you get to where you'd recognize the people. It was actually a lot of fun. You'd recognize, like, the people would recognize you. They're just like, because they're the same people that were drifting from party to party and throwing parties and everything else. So yeah, you may not believe it to look at me now, but I was quite the party dude back in the late 90s when I was young. Let's go on stage. Here, do this. Parties. Yeah, baby. This is throwing down hard. I was a stud. That's right, Claire. When you were born, I was at the peak of my party time. I was in prime party time. Oh my gosh. I need to go. I need to go because I'm tired. You know what? I've been going to bed around 9 o'clock every night. I've been waking up every morning at usually between 6 and 7. And that's probably a good schedule for me to be on, so that if I get, presumably I'll get into a job that's I'll have to get up around 6, who knows? And when I'm working on my own, I didn't need to wake up at a particular time. I just needed to not sleep so much that I had to work through the time when my wife got home, because then I'd be in trouble. So, but I've got a pretty good sleep rhythm going. So that's why I was like, if I do streaming, I was planning on, normally I'll probably, if I keep doing what I'm doing until I have like a permanent job schedule, I'm probably looking at doing like an 8 to 10 type of thing. I started late today. But I might be more inclined to be doing like 2-hour streams instead of 4-hour streams, and timing it so that I'll start at 8 and end at 10, so I can be as noisy as I want, and then maybe plan for 2 streams a week instead of 1 Thursday stream. Maybe Tuesday, Thursday, I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. Once I get into an actual 9-to-5 job where I can't be up until 1 in the morning streaming like I was when I was self-employed. That's what I'm thinking I'm probably going to aim for. Once, or ideally twice a week, doing a 2.5 hour stream. Let me see. The late 90s, almost a decade. That's right. Eeriest Owl. It's probably when Eeriest Owl's parents were, when they were in middle school. Eeriest Owl's parents were in middle school, and I was Mr. 20s partying hard. Yeah. You mean you shouldn't? I'm already losing track of what that was a response to. Oh, bonus streams. What? It's all gravy right now, Brad. Make sure not to clap in rhythm. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. See, it's just like me. I'm very hobbity. Feel old yet. No one looking at me, no one who knows me now could appreciate what the raging party guy that I was in the 90s. It's like, I might go, like, you heard me talk about it with Foodery, going down to Tijuana and all that stuff all the time. I look back at the mid to late 90s, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm surprised I even survived those years. It's just some of the crap I did. I'm so much more just like tame and calm now. I don't even drink anymore. I haven't really drank in like 15 years. Is my burp still freaking out? She's gotten a little better. She stopped laying eggs. And we got her big cage in. So we're able to, I got her covered up right now. I don't want to start drinking again. I got 45-year-old, not 45-year-old man health problems. And one of them for me makes it not ideal for me to drink. So if I get in better shape and I get my other weird 45 I'm not in bad health, but there's enough stuff that's popped up in the blood work over the last few years. It's made me very wary of various things, and one of them is drinking. But I was already not drinking before that. It just makes me very inclined to continue not drinking. Seppuku meat real good. What? I don't have any serious things, but I got like fatty liver, which is kind of common, but it freaks me out. So I figure that's the main thing why I don't, like, even if I feel like drinking, I kind of talk myself out of it, because it's like I need to get that situation under control, and I definitely don't need to suddenly pick up like, hey, everyone likes handcrafted ales and brews up here in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe I can become a connoisseur. It's like, nope. It's like, I'm just gonna stay away from it. Old people problems. Cocaine doesn't affect fatty liver? But doesn't cocaine hurt your liver? All that stuff, your liver has to work to filter it through your body. So the more crap you're giving to it that's like that, man, this thing in my one ear is kind of getting... There. the whole fireworks show and the guitar were all in my left ear. In an entirely different way. I feel like it's all damaging the same vital organ. And the more you do to it, the more likely it is to end up having consequences. So, like, as far as I'm aware, I don't have any. I don't have any like real serious, like, cancer or anything, liver failure or anything like that. But I'm worried, like, if I make certain habits now or don't reverse certain habits, that like 5-10 years down the road, I could end up. I mean, I'm not looking like 30 years from now I'll have a problem. I'm looking at like within the next few years, some bad shit could happen. So you'll get me a new liver, Brad's obviously given this a lot of thought already. I need to go to bed too. Smoke pot. Wait, technically, wouldn't pot still? You have to filter that shit out. It still goes in your bloodstream and needs to be filtered out, right? Or maybe because you don't... Oh, I had edibles. I shouldn't talk about that, because what if I want to work for the government and I think they're like, you can't have had any drugs. Although I think in Oregon, the government actually doesn't do drug testing. Or maybe when you get hired they do. I don't know. I heard something about like they have a no drug rule, like a no weed rule, but they also have a rule where they don't test you. Edibles, man. Edibles. You think you're... Well, see, the advantage you have, Brad, is you've got that young 30-something liver. Which, you know, even with your drinking a pint of Jack Daniels or whatever, you have probably some real fancy like brands that you like that's not as like mainstream. I don't know, or it's cheap as shit. I don't know, but what do you use? Like you chain smoke like 3 packs of cigarettes and a whole like 5th of whiskey every day. Never. Okay. As soon as I said it, I thought that's probably just way too like whatever. It's like someone that eats American cheese and thinks they're sophisticated. As an American processed cheese. drug-free. I'm a good boy, right? I am. Well, even the edibles that I've had, it's not like I ever had them regularly, but you know, technically it's still not permitted under federal law. So every place where I've had them, it's been legal, except the United States. Anyways, Jameson. Oh, okay, it's just not disgusting. I thought you'd be like, I only have pawpaws or whatever, some like weird like indie. He brews them and sells them in jars, and you have to know special places to go buy them. It's Pawpaws whiskey. That's P-A-W, Pawpaws. I'll be like, no one's ever heard of that before, Brad. But it's real. It's like indie. It's like the indie scene. It's the best stuff that no one's even known about. Is not a good luck. Be a book and movie slob. And hello, Russian person. How you doing? I'm about to wrap up, actually. Let me see. Here, we're gonna make this official, so no one gets confused. Let me see. How do I do this? I'm so rusty. Here we go. Oh, there, I can see my OBS again. I can see my... Oh my gosh. I can see myself. Hey, G-Law. How you doing, buddy? The sick guitar licks. That was pretty sick, wasn't it? American cheese is an appetizing shade of yellow. It comes from yummy yellow milk. That's right. Thanks for American Truck Hobbit. You got it, Yumi. Always have some special truck mods just for you. Okay. I'm gonna call it a stream. My voice is also starting to go because I have been doing a surprising amount of voice dictation as well. But also, it's just really late for me these days. So once the dust settles, and provided I'm not working an insane amount of hours, I will work out a stream schedule that will work. So we'll get there. What is the area of the entire map of the game? Oh, you know what? Oh, 45 seconds. I said I was gonna leave, but someone has a specific question. Let me see. Here, let me turn this back up. This is only going to be a short detour before I end my stream. There's that guitar riff again. Alright, so this is the Shire. And every place I've been, I was running around here over and over. Then I got in my truck, and I drove to Hobbiton, and I've been up here for the last 45 minutes. This is the Shire. There's Breeland, Weathertop, Lonelands. Great Forest is right over here by the river. There's Trollsaws, Rivendell, and there's a bunch of stuff over here too that wasn't in the movies. Angmar and Evendim. I can't go to Mordor real fast because I don't have the proper expansions. So when you first bought the game, you had basically this area, and then they kept expanding it. And like over here, I think they added this later, where Saruman is. Dunland was added later. There's Mines of Moria was his first major expansion. That's this whole other thing inside. So, but whoops. So there's the Shire. And so there's these various regions. Angmar, Trollsaws, Misty Mountains. But yeah, so then there's that whole region, Eriador. Now there's Rohan. That thing that I don't know how to say. It's where Mirkwood is. There is Gondor now, which I've never been to. So basically, I have through Mirkwood. So I have Eriador. I've got Moria, which is huge. And I've got Siege of Mirkwood. And then all the other expansion content beyond that, I do not have. So Rohan, there's Isengard I don't have. I think that may be included in Rohan. It's just like special event for special instances. Gondor I don't have access to. Mordor I do not have access to, but it's all there now. It is all there now. So, and it basically, I think the game is, if I understand correctly, is more or less complete in terms of the full journey from, like, the Shire to Mordor. It's there now. The big rig is the god of the dwarves. Let me see. Unlockable big rig. Yeah, that. It was the dwarves crafted. The dwarves were amazing tinkers and crafters, and they had some pretty amazing things. When they were like, but the dwarves delved too deep, so they found this ancient trucker god, got angry. That's why they still started building these trucks. No one ever sees them, but they build them deep in the depths as sort of tribute to appease the angry trucker god. You have to read the Silmarillion. I don't know if you got it. It's about halfway into the Silmarillion they talk about that. So, I'm assuming no one here has read that except for me. Or at least maybe didn't get past the first 10 pages. Into that guitar, Nick? Okay. Alright, let's kill this. Burp. And then we'll go back. This is how the sausage is made. Thanks. Tolkien was really ahead of his time. Yeah, it's like almost all fantasy is, well, there's a lot of branching out in fantasy as well, but what we think of as standard fantasy, like Dungeons and Dragons type fantasy, it's all from like Tolkien. At least that's what started. There's plenty in D&D that's not in Tolkien, but it was basically Lord of the Rings that inspired that whole genre. I mean, anytime you see elves and dwarves and that sort of thing, that's Hobbit. I'm sure I was motivated to make a world as Tolkien. I've thought about doing that, but he already did it, you know? So, that's what I get. Whenever I've tried making my own campaign worlds or own story worlds, fantasy worlds, I always am like, no matter how good this is that I'm doing, I know there are people out there that have already done it a million times better than me. The only advantage is if I was doing like a D&D campaign, I would do it so that could be my world. Like I could do whatever I wanted with it. That would be the advantage of it. And I'm sure I never did play a D&D campaign in the world that I made, but I'm pretty sure I could do a decent one that would work for the campaign that I was in, and that would have some good storytelling in it. But it wouldn't be Middle Earth, you know. It's racist with dwarves and hobbits. Yeah, those humans are really, you know, elves are really the most stuck up ones. 2 campaign worlds, working on a 3rd. I've only really seriously worked on 1 that I actually put a decent amount of time in. Never played on it. I never played on it. But, anyways, I think I've talked about that before. Oh no, Brad. It's terrible. It is true that's what he had going on in there. But I want to say that he was basing them more on like the Persian Empire, like these advanced empires from the East, or I don't know, maybe even like the Mongols, because if he's basing it on medieval Europe, there were instances of people coming from the East that were not white-skinned and just kicking the crap out of Europe and basically destroying all of civilization's progress in Europe every once in a while. So that's sort of what I thought of as like that Tolkien was kind of working that. Because it's supposed to be Earth. It literally is supposed to be Earth, but it's like supposed to be this primal prehistory history of Earth. You've mentioned the world to me. Oh, I don't know what that means. The elves are the 1%ers? Okay, I'm tired. You probably see it. See it in my eyes, hear it in my voice. I'm a tired boy. Tired boy. I'm not the party man that I was in the 1990s when I was young. So I'm gonna wrap up and call it a stream for tonight. I got my exactly 2 hours in right now. We just, as I was saying this, I hit the 2-hour mark on my stream. Oh, my campaign world. Yeah. Okay, that's right. I'm pretty sure I was talking with you about it once, and we even was talking about like details and histories, and I'm pretty sure I gave you some pretty almost in-depth information on like planning that I'd put into that. Big old party boy. All right, gonna kill it now, guys. No, we're not gonna raid. I'm tired. I don't have energy to tonight. No raid. Even though I got enough people for raid, I don't. Well, hold on. Oh, shit. Should I look who's on? Now that I'm thinking about it, wasn't even on my radar. My radar. It's just that whole thing where you do a raid, and then you feel like you need to stick around for a while. Hey, look, Bewitching only has 802 people watching. Nah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't want to raid anyone tonight. I think Kink is on. But no. I just need to get at it. When I hit the stop button, I just need to stop tonight. When I'm back in my groove, I'll continue raiding and stuff. But this really is just check in, hang out, see y'all, let you all know what's up, let y'all know I'm still here, even though I'm low energy and I'm rusty, and my whole setup here is all kind of screwed up right now. Doing the new Subnautica? Did that came out today? Oh, hold on. Now I gotta look. It came out yesterday. Oh my gosh. Okay, if someone's streaming that, I actually maybe do want to look. Hold on, but it's not because I want to be supporting the community. It's simply because I'm selfish and I want to see Subnautica. Yes. Okay.
Little Easter eggs that hope.
All right. So, Nick, that was an excellent suggestion because I do want to pop in there. Although at a glance, it looks like he's maybe in familiar territory, but we'll do it anyways. So let me get you guys a link for that. We'll do us a little raid, and of course, as always, thank you for being here. I didn't even really feel like streaming tonight. I was just tired. I've been grumpy about my PC setup being kind of jacked up by the movers, but I thought I need to check in with you guys. It's been 2 weeks. There wasn't a super duper good reason for me not to stream, aside from my rhythm. My streaming rhythm is just not established right now because I got my mind and energies on a lot of other things. But I need to check in at least every couple weeks, I think. Just do it. Hang out. Because I miss you guys. So new life, new world here. But it's nice to be able to just step back in and be around all my familiar friends from the YouTubes. They straight up pretty much. We'll see. I'm just gonna buy a new one. Hopefully if they reimburse me for something for the one they lost. But 120 days? I'm not gonna wait 120 days. And not have a modern monitor for 120 days. And they're probably just gonna offer me like $40 anyways. The reviews I've read, like, they maybe will offer you something, but it'll be nothing compared. Like, people saying that they busted $1,500 worth of crap and offered $75, shit like that. So, anyways, let me get you this link. Thank you guys for being here. Love you all. Kisses. And here's a link. We're gonna do us a little hashtag LawHawk raid. I can't even type right now. La ha. Hooray. Hey, hey, hey. Here we go. And then there's this. So that's the guy playing Subnautica. That I'm gonna go in there and look at him and see what's happening with the Subnautica. But not too much because I don't want too many spoilers. There, Brad did an even better one. Alright, go get him, guys. And I will see you when I see you. Before it won't be too long. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.